Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So today we continue our episode on Sura al Duha. Al Duha means the morning brightness or the morning in all its glory, and it gets its name from the very first two words, were and Al Duha, of ayah number 1 out of these 11 ayat. This was a surah revealed in Makkah. Alternative titles to Ad Duha, which means the morning brightness, could also even be the early hours of the morning, or the morning brightness, or the morning light, or the glorious morning light. In other words, everything to do with the morning, where we have the hurly-burly of life starting. Now, the surah starts off with, it came at a time, or it was revealed after a small hiatus or a small break in the revelation. Some people say it lasted almost 6 months. For 6 months there was no revelation being revealed, and Abu Lahab's wife was one of those that came, and she jeered and mocked at the Prophet to say, look, what's gone wrong? You haven't heard revelation from me for so long. Has your Lord forgotten about you, or forsaken you, or given up on you? So she was like mocking him. And the Prophet just accepted that and couldn't say anything. And then this particular surah was revealed to console the Prophet through around this mocking that was happening to him. Right, so essentially it starts off with the letter were. Now, whenever an article or a surah starts with the word, that word doesn't normally it means and, but this word means like a swearing of an oath, which means by the, and then whatever it goes on to. So this is what duha means, by the morning brightness. Then it carries on, the swearing continues in the second ayah, wal layli idha saja, and by the night when it is calm. So that's the oath itself being taken by two natural sort of objects or events in our day-to-day living, because every day we see a new day with bright sunlight, and in the evening we have a new nightfall with darkness, with calmness and serenity prevailing once more. Then ayah number 3 talks about ma wadda'aka rabbuka wa ma qala. Your Lord has neither forsaken you nor is he displeased with you. This is a direct answer to that Abu Lahab's wife's punishing kind of comment or barbed comment about, has your Lord forgotten about you? Allah is saying here very categorically that I have not forgotten you, O Rasulullah. Your Lord has not forgotten you, and nor is he displeased with you. Then it talks about general things. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. It talks about your present situation might be a bit of hardship, but it says وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ, that what's going to come later after this hardship phase is going to be better than what you're currently experiencing. And we soon are going to giving you fatarada, something that will make you radiya. Radiya is to be pleased or to be happy with. Then ayahs 6, 7 and 8 talk about, did we not find you a yatim, an orphan, right? And then we sheltered you. Now if you look at the Prophet's biography, we know that he was an orphan from the age of 6 when his mother Amina died, and since then he was looked after by Abu Talib, his friendly uncle, and he was given shelter and sort of a house and a roof under which to live. So Allah looked after him as an orphan, particularly the Prophet. And then also, did he not find you like wandering, not necessarily astray, but looking out for guidance? Because you used to go to the cave of Hira in the hope of finding some guidance, and then when the revelation came, you were like at ease because now Allah was guiding you. So did we not find you like kind of wandering or looking for guidance, and then we guided you? And then the third thing, did we not find you in need? The ailan is to be needy, and then fa'aghna, ghana, to become rich, to enrich you. So we enriched you or we gave you whatever you needed in terms of your day-to-day needs in life. So these are the three things that Allah talks of as a fact that your life, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you went through these three phases as an orphan, as a person looking for guidance, and then obviously as an adult you had various needs, and we provided for all these needs. Then it carries on in verse 9. It says, فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ. As for the orphan that's around you, do not oppress him, or do not shun him, or do not repulse him. Just like how you as an orphan were sort of sheltered in one way, but also there were people that mocked at you even when you were as an orphan. But don't worry about that, because just how we looked after you, you must do the same for other orphans as well. Do not oppress them in any way. And as for the beggar, don't chide him, or don't put him down, or don't oppress him in any way. And then the last thing, the message is وَأَمَّا بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ. What the ni'am, the ni'mah, all the bounties and the blessings we've given you with, what you must do is hadith, mention it, let's proclaim it and come out in the open about it. So let's look at that surah in more detail now. Now, if you look at the previous surah was وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. It starts off by mentioning the layl, which is the night, and then the day, and then at the end it addresses the Quraysh by saying وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى, that you will be pleased as a result of what you've done in your life's actions. So this was just the previous surah وَاللَّيْلِ, which we haven't done, but just to show you in terms of a sequence, there's a link between the previous one and this particular one. Now, here it's first of all it's saying that just as you think of the day in its glorious splendor, you must think also of, in an optimistic way, what does this new day herald for you in terms of opportunity and favors and things that you can make and do out of this new day that you've been blessed with. Also, the day is used for the hustle and bustle, for our efforts to make life a success, for our looking out for our sort of rosy or the risk for the day. And then if you look at the night, وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى, the night comes in order to give you tranquility and peace and serenity, and give your body a chance to rest so that you can face the next day once more. So both the day and the night can be soothing times if your life is going according to plan and if you didn't have too much hardship. But even if it doesn't, if one of the two things don't happen for you, you must still remember that Allah is still there. Sometimes this hardship is given to you as a test, and it will last for a short while, but afterwards there will be something better. Then as far as Wadda'aka, I think you might know the name Hajjatul Wida, the title of the farewell pilgrimage. So Wadda'a means to bid farewell to something or some event. And Wadda'a is not like a permanent farewell. It's like just a temporary farewell, hoping that one day we will meet once more. So here in line 3, it's saying, Ma wadda'aka rabbuka. So your Lord has not like forsaken or bid farewell to you. And wama qala. Qala is like he was not displeased. He hasn't shown any anger to you by the fact that maybe for these so many months past, you were not given any blessing of revelation. So don't think of it as Allah has forsaken you, or that He is displeased with you in any way. Then it carries on, وَلَلْ آخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. So what will come later, the akhirah, is better than the former, this al-ula. In other words, your condition now, though there might be some hardship, but it doesn't mean that that hardship will persist and be your fate for all ever and forever in time. Have hope that your later years in life will be a bit smoother and happier and lighter than the current years that you are in, because this was still the Meccan period, a period where the onslaught of the kuffar against the small nascent community of Muslims was very, very strong, and they were kind of looking at every opportunity to denigrate you, humiliate you, swear at you, make you feel small, all the rest of it. So Allah is comforting him that even in this life, what will come later. And obviously he didn't know at the time that there's going to be a hijrah to Medina, and his life will change, and the first Islamic state will be born in another place far away from Makkah where he is now. So Allah is guaranteeing him that in this life, your life will change for the better. And then if you look at in the broader sense, if you compare the dunya to the akhirah as well, that walal akhirah to your hereafter is going to be better than this world and this worldly life of yours. So in two contexts, both in this world as well as in terms of the hereafter, your life in the hereafter is going to be even far better than what it's going to be in this world. So this is like a consolation or a comfort to the Prophet ﷺ to say that just hang in there, things are going to improve and it will become better. And he also didn't know at the time that, now he's finding it so hard to give dawah and convert or, get people to convince to accept Islam. But little did he know that at the Fatih Makkah, right in the last year of his life, some 20 years just lower down in his life, that there'll be a Fatih Makkah, the whole victory of reconquering Makkah, but not like a conquest of Makkah, simply entering in peace and being able to change the polytheism and the idols that were in and around the Makkah to one of monotheism and pure Tawheed once again. So not only will that condition of the shirk change to Tawheed, but also the fact that now you're the minority, but Islam and Muslims will become the majority religion, not only of Makkah and Medina, but in time to come, the whole Arabian Peninsula and many other parts of the world. So all of this is like guaranteed to him that in time to come things will change. And in the ayah number 4, he says, وَلَسَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ. Now, la is just the emphasis that certainly we will, the la. And the sofa is like a kind of a distant future, not immediate future. It's not going to happen in the next month or next year or next 2 years. It might happen in a decade or two's time, but it's soon, it's going to happen. He's going to a'ata yu'ti is to give you, and your Lord is going to give you something that will make you radiyah. Radiyah is to be pleased, to have happiness as a result of what Allah has blessed you with. Now we had this word a'ata yu'ti in inna a'atainaka al-kawthar. Surely we have blessed you or given you or confirmed for you that we are giving you al-kawthar, even though your son has just passed away in that other surah. Then it goes on to alam yajidka yatiman, did we not find you an orphan and we gave you shelter, and also that you were looking for guidance and then we guided you. Then we look at what's the difference between a prophet and a philosopher. The prophet is guided through divine revelation and divine help, and that's a very important thing, because with that kind of help, that's the best mawla, the best guide you can actually have, other than if people are atheists and looking for sort of answers in this world and trying to study the great scholars and philosophers of the past, where philosophers and scholars today try and read the history of previous generations and try to find meaning out of it. They reflect over these ideas. So divine truths are very different from current reality kind of truths. And they are the ultimate truths. The divine truths, there can be no doubt about them, because obviously Allah knows best. He's the Alim. He knows everything, future, present, and past. And what better guidance can't you have other than from Him? So in all this, Dallan Fahada, meaning that you were looking for guidance, then we gave you guidance, and we gave you the guidance through the revelation of the Quran, and this Quran will make your life a different thing altogether. So from the three problems that you are faced with, which is being a yatim, an orphan, a dallin, perhaps somebody looking for guidance, and a'ilan, somebody who's a needy person looking for something, Allah places now in relation to those three things or three favors, He says, He places three demands on you, that how you must treat orphans. You must deal with them with kindness. Don't push them aside or shrug them off. In fact, the best of persons is one who can adopt an orphan and look after him or her. And also when beggars come, the needy, try not to shrug them off or scold them for anything. If you can't afford to give something, then give as little as you can. And we learn from Surah Al-Duha that even the ma'un, the very small acts of charities that we can do is actually also a good thing. So please, let's keep that in mind at all times. And also when we do dawah, how we should be talking and approaching people in kindness. And even though they might, look down at you, but you'll always have respect for them and do the right thing. And for all the ni'mats that you've been blessed with, you need to proclaim it. Okay, with that we end this particular episode of Surah al Duha. We end off with Wal Asr, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wal Asr, Innal insana lafi khusr, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu s-salihat, wa tawasaw bil haqq, wa tawasaw bis sabr.